Talk about the matchup in between the pipes for each side. Emmett Carroll, we mentioned the junior from Ryan, New York. 2 games played last year, but 18 saves in the opener for the Quakers versus Georgetown. The other side, the grad transfer, William Helm from Atlantaville, New York. St. Lawrence University, the transfer, has gotten the start the rest of the way, as already the Quakers start things off. Opening draw, one bounces off the carpet and wide as Gagar.
Over the course of the game.
Gagar, 52 goals a season ago. He gets his second of the year in as many games as Duke will take possession off the stoppage. Get their first offensive attack. Gets on the board. Philly native by way of, arguably, you could say outside of Philly, from Villanova. Fury makes it a 2-0 advantage for Penn and the Quakers. They work with control, but retreating back into their own end, able to work over to Carroll and punch to the outside.
Playing their way into this game. Nobody's playing great as of yet, but it feels like a round 1 or round 2 of a big boxing match.
I think by the comparison to Devils puts it in, we're tied at 2 apiece. And that's kind of what you expect to see from Duke. Quickly after the face-off, they're able to get the other way, and going back to that fight analogy, you're seeing it getting a little intense. Quakers almost able to scoop up a ground ball, get on offense, force back a little bit, and they'll reset.
To sharpen up their game, they've got to clear the ball better and have a much higher percentage of successful clears.
Something that's going to get a little bit interesting when you talk about the offense and the shooting. As Duke with control, trying to turn things the other way. And you talk about the offense, if anything, with the...
Just walked in, McAdory, no one ever challenged him or picked him up, and he just eventually just let it go.
And that's what's kind of, you got to look at that and be frustrated on the Penn side because of that, because really, once you get the reset, you expect McAdory to be the one with control and take the shot off of it. For both sides, you saw a lot of really good defense in that first quarter. And now you're just not seeing as good of offensive possessions from the Quakers, it seems, and Duke's starting to find their grounds a little bit, putting home the chances they need to. Another opportunity here for Duke, but the Quakers' defense is able to fire back. The tough task of being matched up against one of the best in the country. And now it's a 5-2 contest in favor of Duke. 5 unanswered by the Blue Devils as O'Neal gets on the board first time.
Are touching the ball. McAdory's got 2, the rest are all ones. So they've got a better flow. Let's see if Penn can get one here on the fast break.
Right off the face-off, trying to operate something, goes to the far side, trying to rip one, another save. Helm hauls things in. What a job there.
They have a lot of momentum right now. 7 unanswered goals.
They're hyped up about it too. Look on the sideline after that great goal. Everyone fired up. Minute 41 left to go in this first half. The draw almost taken by the Quakers. It's still loose. Who will control? Long rally for it. Still loose. Finally, you could say with possession, now it's there, O'Neal. O'Neal dumps one behind, loses it in front, it's in.
Yeah, the
quarter. Dyson Williams able to net another one. 8-2.
Wow.
Duke on top.
So if you notice, they've now put Sam down at attack. So
Stevenson, bit of a comeback story for him. The 5th year with Duke, back in, I believe, his freshman year, had a really catastrophic leg injury, which almost led to him never playing lacrosse again. Then offensively, moving things around, causing a little bit of pressure. And that time, full shot clock goes down, but it started with a good defensive possession. Before that, a bouncer, that one right off the face-off, goes, well, wide of the pipes. Be quite there yet, seeing hints of some snow come down in Philadelphia, but temperature just very cold. A flag thrown down. The Quakers will get a chance to work the man advantage.
Starts with face-offs, right, to get possession of the ball, better shooting, and they're going to need great goaltending for Penn from this point forward.
Didn't even get a full chance to mention on how well Duke works.
And you're seeing it from different people. You're starting to get some flow, and you're starting to believe you can actually put the ball past the Duke goalie, because I think for a while there they might have been losing confidence.
First of the year for Mulligan.
Cannot believe he held that ball.
Duke will get possession. Around 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. The Quakers finding a little bit of fire as this one's loose.
Another
the
big
Quakers
ball. Another
able to get after it. Loose near the midfield line. Who will scoop it up? A whistle will blow.
Interesting call. Wow. So it's a whole new ball game than it was 3 minutes ago.
The Quakers getting hot. Finding some space. So Piper Bond gets on the board. Almost was.
Ball matters. So it's going to be a really intense fourth quarter here.
Whistle will blow. It's on the face-off again. You're starting to see it's becoming more of that gritty, grimy type of game.
Two, because Duke had given up a bunch and they must have been on their heels a bit, and now they're regaining confidence.
McAdory's 13th of the year, the hat trick today. Penn looking for an answer. Have been able to match. A little bit of space. Scoops one in. Needed an answer and found it. Cam Rubin on the board.
Yeah, and Cam Rubin has struggled a little bit today. So if he gets going, he's a really, really good shooter. Gergar as well. But if Cam Rubin gets rolling, it could be some fireworks here. This is the high-scoring game we were waiting for, right? It just took a while to get going.
Rubin, 4 goals in the opener versus Georgetown. He's able to just sneak one on that post. You heard the ding on it, too. Was pretty decent job from Helm to scoot over, hug that post, but just barely a lick behind. And leaves Rubin. Cut things back to a 3-goal game, 11-8.
You know, for Duke, they're showing they can match goal for goal. For Penn, you almost have to win every faceoff. You cannot lose faceoffs here, because if you lose faceoffs, you're losing momentum fast.
Jake Naso taking the faceoff for Duke. Was impressive last week. A 21 All-American. ACC Defensive
Missed
Player
ground
of the Week.
ball by Penn.
Now Duke will take control. Working around Boyer. Boyer is able to cross things over. Finds Griffin Cantlett, the Oregon native. Goal on the year. On Caputo. Scoring, high-paced matchup. That didn't really happen until late in the third quarter when the Quakers started picking up the intensity, and now Duke has been able to match it. It's leading to a fun 9.5 minutes left to go.
Time left.
Last time we had a 2-goal game was in the early stages of the second quarter. Now Duke will try and re-extend that lead. O'Neal for Duke, absolutely huge.
Another massive face-off here.
15th of the year for O'Neal. Possession.
He's going to
go back in favor of the Quakers. Gergar. Top 10 matchup. Quakers able to find quite a rally recently. Fire back into this one, really grind back into the contest, and Duke will go on the offensive here. Haven't seen a lot of it in the past few possessions.
For Penn, the faceoffs couldn't be any bigger than they are right now.
Denenza's 6th of the year, the junior. Now going off 5 games played on the year. Denenza's 6th of the year. Goals in all 5 now.
But he's playing, he's getting his shots and he's putting them in the goal now.
Ruben's third of the afternoon. Well back in to the Duke end. Tynan Walsh gets the helper. Penn with control, but well deep in their own end. 2 minutes left to play. Large outlet. Try and get the clear. They will. Into the